Hi there, and welcome. It's Roger at SwiftCloud. In this very quick video, I'm going to give you just the very high-level overview of contacts within SwiftCloud. Now, SwiftCloud is a true social network, and so most of the time when somebody signs a doc, they become a user, and then we spin up basically a shared workspace between you. So if they buy a product, or they get an invoice, or you assign them a task, or any of these types of things, they become a user, and then you then have a relationship. Thus, you can collaborate and work effectively. This applies to customers, it applies to vendors, it applies to your staff, whoever it is. So in the very top left, if you click on contacts, then you'll see all contacts. You've got a couple different groups. You've got different types of groups. You also have the ability to import spreadsheets of data, that kind of thing. So if we just click on all contacts, we'll get to a list that looks like this. And within that, you can see, of course, each of your individual contacts. You can see when they were last updated. We do have a new system that is just coming online called Filter View. And what that allows you to do is to filter out by criteria. So for example, you could say, show me everybody that is tagged with vendor or open customer contact or tagged with help desk. So in my case, in this example, I have one called help desk. Notice that's also here on the side. And all that will do is say, take all of your contacts and show me everybody who's tagged with help desk. So you can use it for a really powerful way of, you can use it for CRM functions, for a group of prospects that you want to reach out to, for selling houses, whatever it is that you do, the tags are extremely flexible. Now you'll notice that some of the tags even have a number next to them. This is called tag score. So what you could use that for is, let's say, the urgency of a project, or let's say somebody was looking for a house, and you knew what approximate value they were likely to buy. You could assign that as a tag value, right? So in this case, let's say 763,000. I just hit that little click, that little green check, and it's going to save that as the tag score. So you can also use that in ATS, applicant tracking system. So for job applications, if somebody has scored a certain amount on, let's say, typing words per minute or something like that, you could use that to then create a filtered view of just job applicants and then sort them by that score. It's an incredibly flexible system that you can use for a lot of things. If you click on any detail, you'll get to a page that, this is a group. If you click on a detail, you get to a page that looks like this. Now in this case, I want to rename it, just simply as go up here and type it and hit the save button down at the bottom. You'll notice some of these buttons down here which can add or hide certain sections of the contact detail. I can also hide this portion, and up here we're soon going to have the ability to auto-enrich contacts. So if we know some information, let's say Facebook updates or Twitter updates, if we know who that person is and we can help you learn more about that customer on the fly automatically, we're going to do it, and it's going to be in this space. Contacts recent activity, that's also going to query, as soon as you load the contact, some of their things like the weather, like their Facebook activity. So that way, if you're using this for sales, you have a really quick, let's say, point of reference about, hey, I love your dog, and whatever it is, that kind of thing. Up here, you have different contact systems. So phone calling is coming soon. We do, just as of today, have added SMS into the system. So here I'm going to close the files. If I wanted to upload a file to this guy, in this case Roger V, myself, I could just do it as simply here. I could pick out whatever file I want and upload it, and it's going to ask me if I want to share it to them automatically. I could also create a new doc, and I could use that from my existing drive right here and share it to them. Now, if I didn't want to share them, it was a file about that person, but I didn't want to share it to them. Let's say it was a loan approval, right? It's just, there's nothing secretive about it, but it's not really intended to be customer facing. Then I could just turn off the sharing and still store it into that contact detail. So you can also even note a deliverable, which is some file that they're supposed to upload, but you don't have it. And what that'll do is it'll create a placeholder in our database, and then you can send them a request to say, hey, I need your, let's say, appraisal for your house in the case of real estate. You also have a couple different options. You have calendar. You will be able to, you can already create a new event, and let's say it was a scheduled event or something like that. Our goal for this view is to show you everything that's happening with that customer. And of course, we have other ways of looking at that same data. Like you can, of course, look at the calendar up here and just show me everything that's on my calendar. But this view is show me everything that's shared with that person, right? right? So here we have accounting, and that's typically not used for so much accounting as much it is to charge a user. So in this case, I don't have any saved payment methods, but if I wanted to, I just click this, and let's say they give me a credit card over the phone, and it's going to create a preview. I'm going to hit that, save that as a payment method, and then what I could do is come back and say, okay, I need to charge this person, $123.45 or something, and I could note what it's for, or I could even grab something from my store, which is a list of SKUs, right? Stock keeping units, items you sell, basically. You could grab any of those items, and that could be a service or a product, whatever it is that you do, and load that, and I just click it here, and it preloads the price and preloads what it is, and I click complete payment. It's going to charge the user. It's going to send them a receipt and store that receipt in our files, and also store an accounting record. Now, our accounting record is not designed to be in a complete accounting system, but it is designed to show you everything we know about your accounting with this person, in this case, Roger Vaughn, me. So down here in the bottom, we have a doc, and this doc is incredibly powerful and continuing to get more powerful. So here's where I could SMS somebody if I wanted to. This is a test, right? And so I could just load in some text. I could also load in an email, and I can send them an email from here. In the very near future, depending on this, when you're watching this video, it may already be done. So I'm recording this August 11th of 2020. In the near future, I would say who knows? I don't know the exact date, but in the near future, we're going to have inbound messaging as well. And so incoming, voicemails and stuff like that. Basically, any kind of contact, if we know who that person is, so if the voicemail comes in and it matches this phone number, then we're going to automatically associate it into that contact record for you. That's our goal, is that you have all your outbound communication messages in one place and your inbound communication from that person in one place. You also, of course, have the ability to add a private note, right? So I could just add a private note, and it's private just to me, or I could set it to internal staff, which are people that are connected to your company, but not the customer, right? So let's say it was loan approval, or let's say it was a loan decline in the case of the mortgage world. Then you could add that information here, and only your internal staff could see it. In the near future, we'll have phone calling working. That's all running through Twilio. You do need to connect your own Twilio account, because we want the caller ID to show as you and that kind of thing. And in addition, it's going to use your minutes, not ours. But while it's in beta right now, it's using ours for SMS. We do have groups. So groups here's an example of that. So remember I mentioned that we have different types of filter views. Here I'm back on the beta site, but I have a filter view group called newsletter subscribers. I also have the ability to upload spreadsheets of data. So let's say that would be typically used for let's say a list of people that you wanted to send to. If you want to create a filter view, just go simply up here and go create a new group. And let's say we want to create a group. We'll go here and we just create this, and let's say we call it active clients. And we just simply go there and we hit save filtered view, right? And in this case, I was editing help desk filter view, but it's basically the same idea, is that we basically can save the view. That's going to then basically pin it to your sidebar as some sort of speed list that you want to get to, and it's going to show over here for you. So the system is, here's just a quick overview of the spreadsheet. When you import a spreadsheet, we need to know, is this a list of contacts, or is this just raw data? You do have the ability to use raw data, and that's typically used for mail merge functions, that kind of thing. If you have any questions, by all means, let us know. This was designed just to be the whirlwind tour. We'll take a deeper dive with a future webinar. Hope that helps. Thanks.